Shalom, Brother Yair Banyanyam, coming with another lesson. I pray it'll be edifying to the flock. As always, before I get started, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the Apostle El's Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. So this video came on my feed, and I found it interesting. This older Eve was speaking about men and women. And I found it very interesting what she said. And just have a few commentary on it and some scriptures. But check it out.
Not the one got money, Amber. It's the one honest.
And not too many of them honest nowadays.
Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. There's some good men out there. But what it is now, it's the women. It ain't the men no more. The women's going bad. The women's going bad. It ain't the men's now. It's the women done gone bad.
You gonna flip the script on us?
Yeah, it's the women done gone bad.
You a woman yourself.
I'm a woman myself, but I don't do half the things I see these women do now.
They don't care no more.
That's when the men don't respect them. That's why. Let me tell you something, Amber. You got to give a man respect to get respect. You know what I'm saying? You got to give your husband respect to get respect. Because as long as you respect him, ain't too much he gonna do wrong. It's not.
So I like what she said, You give a man respect, you get respect. If you give him respect, it's not too much he's going to do wrong. And she said it herself. This is an older Eve. She said it herself. It's the women that's out here going off. Majority of the time. Now, don't get me wrong. These Jakes, these so-called black Hispanics, and Native Americans, Israelite men, they are going off too. But as we're seeing, we say, a trend, we're seeing more so women going off a lot more. It's wild. They're doing all manner of wickedness out here. And they think you can't tell them nothing. But you heard the older Eve, this grandmother, speaking to her granddaughter, telling her what's what. It just is what it is. Everything's been flipped upside down. This how this society that's ran by Esau Edom, this is what they want. This is what they get. This other video I saw, I found it interesting also. Another Eve speaking on respecting her husband. Let me pray right quick.
I do not correct my husband. I believe that it is my responsibility to have the confidence to give him my perspective. Then we can talk about it and he can self-correct. I love him so much and I desire to honor and respect him. And I'm married to him, so I would assume that he wants me to feel the same exact way, to take my perspective into high consideration with his actions. But I married a grown man. I'm not going to be disrespectful and talk to him like a child.
This is what submitting should look like. It's not me bowing down. It's not me bending over backwards. It's trusting that the man I chose is going to make the right decision. And even when he makes the wrong decision, I trust that he's going to see what he did wrong and correct it going forward.
So you see that Eve in that video, what did she say? She believes that she's not gonna disrespect her man. She's gonna, he's a grown man. He'll, correct his actions if need be. She'll give him some words of wisdom. But at the end of the day, she leaves it up to him. She's not gonna give him no disrespect. That's what submitting is. some people are realizing some things in these days we're living in. You know, they're coming to understand certain things that society taught them that was going off. You know, but the Bible, Yahweh's words, has always told you what you're supposed to do. Always give you the 411. Always gave you the right answers to what, the right advice to what you needed to do better out here, and do better in the sense of pleasing Him, because when you please Him, you're doing better. This is Titus chapter 2, starting at verse 3. It says, the aged women, Slakia, the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things. So an aged woman like that grandmother in the first clip, it says what? That they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things. Excuse me. What she was doing for her granddaughter, she was teaching her granddaughter good things. She was telling her things that she needs to hear. A lot of women don't tell each other what they need to hear. They just give them false hope. They lie to them. They lie to them a lot. And they shouldn't. Those are your sisters. You claim your sisters. Tell them the truth. Tell them when they're going off. Tell them when they need to correct themselves. That grandmother was giving some wisdom to her granddaughter. Verse 4, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. Two great things. Love your husband, love your children. First and foremost, love your Hashem Yahushai. Then your husband and your children. These are things you need to be doing to be a good wife, a good woman, a good Israelite woman. Verse 5, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. It just told right to be discreet. We know there's a lot of women that aren't discreet out here these days. They're just out here frolicking, flaunting any way they want to out here, showing major disrespect to themselves, to their fathers, and if they have men, husbands, to their husbands. It says chase, meaning, keep, well, let's look that word up right quick. Just make sure I use the right definition.
Chaste.
Innocent of unlawful sexual intercourse. So, not out here, busting it loose for everybody. That's all I got. That's all I'll get right there. That was good enough. So, like I said, not busting it loose for everybody out here. Keeping your legs closed, keeping yourself right for when you meet the right man that you supposed to get down with, that you think he'll be worthy to marry. Then and when that time comes, y'all do what y'all gonna do. Just not being out here like a lot of women these days do, and just they got a lot of different baby daddies out here. So to be discreet, chaste, keepers at the home, being at home doing things you need to do. Teaching children, rearing them up, household duties and stuff. If you're not a 9-to-5 woman, if you don't have a 9-to-5 job, being home doing your household duties. And even when you do have a 9-to-5 job, try to find a time to do the household duties that you need to do. Obedient to their own husbands, meaning listening to when your husbands tells you things, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. Because when you're doing these things, you're not blaspheming the words of Yahweh. You're doing them. You're doing them in righteous order. So I found that very interesting of what that older Eve was bringing out. Through age, she gained some wisdom. And in her time period, women moved differently. Things were a little different back then. As you see now, they're not so much. The opposite of not heeding what the older women say, if you're not following what they're saying, younger women, you end up going the wrong way. You end up going the way in which is going to lead to many spirits getting on you and just being out here wilding out. Let me show you this other video.
So listen, we have resources for you today. Yes. What is your name again?
China.
China, we have resources today. These people that's standing behind me, yes, they're willing to take you to treatment right now, have you good and clean in 60 days, pay for everything. Are you willing to go now to treatment? No. Why not?
Only I can stop me.
Yeah.
No one can change their drug of choice but them and God.
But them and God. So.
Okay.
I can't force you to take the help, but I will still give you the resources. I got a bag for you as well.
Okay, honey.
Okay, well, hygiene. Don't cry. It's gonna be okay. Do you feel bad or is it?
No, I feel because it's a choice for me. I don't go without means. Yeah. I choose to do what I do, so I feel selfish to my family.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's the adverse effect you get when you don't listen. Especially when you don't listen to Yahweh Shem Yahshua's words, which we were just reading his words. When you don't listen to those words, and women, especially going to women, this is what this lesson is going into. You don't listen to his words. You don't follow what his words say. You don't follow the older women that are trying to teach you right things to do. You end up like that. Eve right there. She's gone. Look at her. Look how she is moving. She's what they call a streetwalker. Prostitution. And she's on whatever drug she's on, because as you see, she couldn't sit still. She was just moving around. She was real animated. That's what happens when you don't follow Yahweh Shem Yahshua's words. You end up in disarray like that. You end up bugged out. He tells us things that's for our benefit. He tells, us things that's going to help us. So you listen to his words. Come back to him in sincereness and truth. If not, you end up like that. Or you might end up deleted. Let me read this scripture right quick to tie into that video we just saw. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 20, or Sirach chapter 26, verse 8. A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causes great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. Like that Eve you saw in that video, that second video. I can't say she was drunk off of wine. Well, I don't really know she was drunk off, on hard liquor or anything like that, wine or anything. But she was on something. She was on some drugs. So in a sense, drugs do make you drunken. It says, a drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causes great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. That woman, her shame was out there to be seen. You can see it. Verse 9, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. Like that woman in that video. Verse 10, if thy daughters be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. And that Eve abused herself with a lot of liberty. Too much. The Bible says you keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. And that's what happened to her. And that's what happens to a lot of Eves out here in this world today. You can't tell them anything. A lot of them didn't have fathers growing up. Some of them had fathers in their lives, but they didn't listen to the instructions their fathers gave them. And they ended up doing a lot of different things like that woman was doing. Verse 11, watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespasses against thee. So don't marvel if she trespasses against you, if she's going to disobey you. She's going off. Verse 12, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow. You know what that's going into when you read it. She's going to be having intercourse with many different men. Doing fellatio and things of that nature with many different men. She'll be selling her body like that Eve was doing with many different men. That's how it is. But these are things that happen when you don't listen to Yahweh Shem Yahshua's words. But when you are listening to Yahweh Shem Yahshua's words, the Bible mentions that you're gonna be a righteous woman. Sirach chapter 26 verse 14 reads, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. A woman that's silent and loving is a gift unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And there's nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. So when your mind is in these scriptures and you're trying to apply them to your life and do them to the best of your ability, your mind is well instructed. And that's a great thing. So like I said, I saw that video and I was pleased by it. If we had more older Eves out here, in their elderly years to teach these younger women, and they're really going off of what the scriptures say, things would be a little different out here. But there's not. And the world's getting worse and worse. Time's almost up. You can see it out here. So much is going on. So it's not much longer. So keep in mind, keep following Yahweh Shem Yahshua's words. You Israelite women that's out there, and obey him and do the best you can to follow what his words say. You only have two choices out here. You could be on his good side, or you could be on his bad side. And as you saw in those videos, you get on his bad side, you can end up like that Eve in the second video. Or you can end up being deleted. like so many Eves have that has happened to. So, hey, keep that in mind. But I hope that was edifying to the flock. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to Apostle El's Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Until next time.